Alright, today we're going to be talking about interfaces in Go. My name is Kevin Carr with Ready Set Golang. So basically, interfaces in the Go program language and other languages in general consist of essentially these types of data that are contracts about other types of data that they share certain behaviors or methods. So let's take a look at this schmuck interface right here. So when I say behavior, I just essentially mean certain functions that all these schmuck types share. So for example, in this file, a schmuck interface type is identified by um, uh, other types that hold these other methods. So make situation awkward method that returns a string, a part of a society method or behavior that returns a bool, so true or false, and a lie but believe it's true behavior or method that returns bool. So yeah, within these files, the schmuckinterface.go file and other .go file, we have three structs that could potentially be also interface types. These struct types are Costanza, Swanson, and in the other .go file, Schmidt. So in order for these structs to be a schmuck interface type, they have to have every single one of these methods. So let's look at the Costanza struct. So it has some general based data within the struct. So a sex, which is string, full name, string, strong bool, and then we have three methods attached to this Costanza struct. So you can see right here, this particular method is being attached to this Costanza struct. So we can also see it returns a string right here. So if we look at the interface, we have a make situation awkward method, which is also identified here, and also returns a string. So for this particular method, it's essentially being met. So we know for sure that this one method meets the criteria for this interface. So for the other two methods, a part of a society and lie but believe it's true, we can see it's again attached to the Costanza struct. So this is one of the cool things about Golang and then other languages too. You can attach these methods after the struct has been initialized or defined, for a better term. So we know these particular methods are being attached to this struct. So the Costanza struct has these three methods, and we can see that all these methods match the interface schmuck. So George Costanza is a schmuck according to it meeting the behaviors of this interface. So now we can check the other structs and see if they meet them too. So we can see Swanson has the same base data and only has the part of a society method. It returns a bool, but it doesn't have the other two. So what does this mean in Go? So if you only partly have one of the behaviors in an interface, in this case being schmuck, the Swanson struct doesn't count as a schmuck interface. So Ron Swanson would not be a schmuck because he doesn't also meet the criteria for the make situation awkward method and the lie but believe it's true. So in order for Ron Swanson to be a schmuck, he would have to also have these two methods attached. So we know for sure that Ron Swanson's not a schmuck. So I basically initialized the Schmidt struct, again, same base data in a different file to show that as long as all these data types are within the same package, you can still implicitly have another piece of data be an interface. So the cool thing about Golang interfaces are that compared to other languages, you don't have to directly say that a struct is an interface. So we don't have to specifically say that Schmidt is a schmuck or George is a schmuck, because as long as we meet the behaviors or functions defined in the schmuck interface, Golang knows that the Schmidt struct is also a schmuck interface. So we can see that a Schmidt basically has these three methods attached to the struct, and they all meet the criteria of the interface. So we know for sure that Schmidt is a schmuck and meets that interface criteria. So how is this helpful for us if we want to use it in Golang? So if we were to want to use it in Golang, all we have to do is basically use it as a different type. So we can call those specific functions based on its type. So if we know George and Winston, or Winston Smith are schmucks, we can call those specific behaviors if we attach it to an array. And the cool thing is, if we create an array or slice of schmucks, Swanson can't be added. That this struct can't be added because it doesn't have the full behaviors of the schmuck interface. So if I try to add that into this array, we're going to get an error right here. So that can't be added. Anyways, we've defined the Ron, George, and Winston structs. And if we want to basically kind of move and do a for loop over the schmucks array, we can do that and then call the specific methods or behaviors attached to these structs. So for example, if I click on dot, we can see that we have those three methods or behaviors attached to the George and Winston struct. So they're structs, but they're also have the type of schmuck interfaces. So we can call those three methods. So we're just going to call make situation awkward. So it's going to basically run through this array of schmucks and then call that specific schmuck behavior. So I'm going to run the file, and we can see that going through the array, first George says, "I was in the pool," and then Winston Schmidt says, "Can someone please get me a towel? It's in the room next to my Irish walking cape." So basically what we learned here with Go interfaces is that in order for a specific type of data within Golang to be considered an interface, it has to meet the criteria or behaviors of that interface. So for example, in order for any other data structure or struct to be considered a schmuck and meet the criteria of the schmuck interface, it has to have the following methods or behaviors. Make situation awkward, part of a society method, lie but believe it's true method, and return the same types of data. And as we've seen going through the program, the George and Winston structs meet that. So this is a great way for you to add multiple data types to specific types of data, which can be helpful when you're abstracting out the complexity of your code base. So there might be times when you need certain pieces of data to have multiple types, and that's where interfaces come in to with Go. So with that, I'm going to add this code to the GitHub repository and share the link in the description. If you have any questions, just please feel free to comment. Thank you again for watching this video, and hope you have a nice day. Bye.